ki Jai. The association with all the devotees here in this wonderful Munich Mela ki Jai. The wonderful lecturers from our divine Gurudev, Srila Gurudev Paramadvaiti Swami Maharaj ki Jai. The preaching all over the world ki Jai. Jai. Sri Guru Gurudev Paramadvaiti Maharaj, Gurudev Atunananda, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Vini, ich wollte schon längst mal ein Foto zeigen. Ganz schönes Foto, das gefällt dir bestimmt.
Okay. Moment.
No. Mit Juggernaut Swami. Da kommt noch ein Dritte dazu.
Na komm! Komm. Jetzt dich allein.
Dann machen wir jetzt gemeinsam. Vielleicht kommt die Technik.
Namaste
hay más de esto para la gente que no estaría en la idea. Krishna. Comuníquese. ¿Tiene mi WhatsApp? Claro, sí, sí, para saber cómo va todo de lo tuyo, ¿no? Así que lo
Los devotos que se acomoden todos, porque no nos caben, que se digan los devotos que se acomoden todos. Y no
Hare Krishna a todos, muchas gracias. Please come.
aquí hay más puestos, mira.
We need
Here is more.
space.
Any kind of translation, please.
Just the camera is no problem. Aquí hay más puestos, mira. Aquí hay más puestos para...
I can shout with you, no problem.
Shiva, mira, metas en ese huequito. Para que a otros, o ustedes metas en ese huequito, mira.
¿En cuál huequito?
¿Me había dado uno de estos?
Porque hay mucha gente en la puerta.
Anybody who has not received
Usted de casualidad no tiene unas acetaminofenes que mi hermano les duele un poco la cabeza.
beautiful temple we are.
No, tengo paracetamol.
O algo así para lo general. ¿Me
¿Recibiste?
regalas una?
Ven.
Sharon, bienvenidos a los Sharon, I have the Sharon,
Patita, los pies.
Venga. Venga.
Eso lo llevas a tu papá. Ey, Chara.
Brindaban que iba a coger una que vaya por una cosita, ¿no? Brindaban dan. No pusiste las carapes con el nombre. Y si no sientes, además yo tenía una cosa completa.
Invitado a Colombia. Esa es la escuela de la inauguración, the inauguration scarf for Varshana. What do you think about that, Varshana? Yes. Subhadra, come here.
La silla para la lita.
Subhadra cose cose la ropa de la deidad aquí. Es alta costura.
Una silla para bailar.
Complete.
Saraswati, para la traducción, ¿Puedes hacerlo atrás para no usar la grabación?
Aquí están. Que por eso me enseña traducción.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hast du schon? Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda. So the subject of the classes, this seminary here, the Munich seminary, is the divine influence of the Holy Dham in your life, in your home, in your school, in your activities, by the grace as it descends from Sri Krishna. The Mathura Mahatmya is a book written or compiled by Srila Rupa Goswami. And he is the chief of our philosophers. He is also Rasa Acharya, means he's the master of the divine emotions. He is really, you didn't get one. Now that you're working for the cows in the world. So, it's like a formula, a sacred, secret formula, which Rasacharya Rupa Goswami gives to us. And it's so close to love your mother, love your earth, love where Krishna appeared. Make your place where you live connected with that divine realm. To me it's very, very charming. Because I spent so much time in Vrindavan in the few last months. I roam around. And every day I discover new things. It's not that, oh, you went to Vrindavan for 1 week and you saw Vrindavan. One person who really roamed around Vrindavan with deep meditation was Krishnadas from Vienna. He took it very deeply to heart. He also made this beautiful Vrindavan book. How is Yamuna? You ever meet him?
We long time out, but we meet him because Sri Prem Gopal came. Very soon we meet him.
Sure. So, and Tulasi. Yes. Today Abai told me he's already 30 years old. Where are you, Abai?
Talking with
He was born in the temple yesterday. Now he's here and he's 30 years old. Time is flying by. But Rupa Goswami is beyond time and space. beyond the mundane place. Rupa Goswami gives us informations in this book which are very, very, very illuminating. They have nothing to do with nationalism, please. Don't think, oh, he glorifies his hometown because he loves his hometown, like everybody has a certain special liking for his hometown. You know? That's not the subject of Mathura. Please leave all the doors open, doors and windows open, maximum possibility to have oxygen, because we have a very good amount of lungs pumping oxygen in and out here. Mathuram cha parijajya yonyatra kurute ratim mudo brahmati samsare mohito mamamayaya. This is from the Adivaraha Purana. A foolish person who expresses his attachment to leave Mathura and reside elsewhere certainly becomes bewildered by my illusory energy and always wanders throughout the material existence. That is heavy. If you leave the association of devotees, if you leave the sacred environment of Mathura and all the other things we have discussed, then you will start wandering around the material world for an unknown amount of time, for unknown amount of lifetimes. Therefore, Mathura is so important, because it's the home of Krishna. It's where Krishna is at home. And where Krishna is Radha. And where Radha is Krishna. And where Radha is are the gopis, manjaris, all these elevated souls, they're all there. And the rasa story develops, reveals. So, to go away from devotees and from the divine realm means you're inviting illusion to take over. And when illusion takes over, there's no telling of what destiny will come next. Mathuranam cha parijajya yonyatra kurute spriham durpadesh tasya kim jnanam ajnanena vimohita. If even after achieving the shelter of Mathura, one longs for some other place, then where is the intelligence of such a sinful person? He is certainly illusioned by ignorance. Adivaraha Purana. Matra pitra parijakta ye tyakta nijabandubi yesham kvapi gatir nashti tesham madhu puri gati. The abode of Mathura is the only shelter of those who have been rejected by their mother, father, relatives and friends, and who have no other shelter. Ooh, isn't that nice? I mean, to be rejected by one's mother is rare. But I have met people who have been rejected by their mother. I've met many people who have been rejected by their spouse or by their wife. I've seen many people who have been rejected by their children. I've seen many people who have rejected their spiritual master even after taking initiation. So, to be rejected and have no more shelter, this is a very common thing in this world. And then Mathura is the only shelter for you. Jai Shri Hari. When you're out of shelter, you know, sometimes you have to lose a shelter to understand that you have to take shelter. Refuge. Very, very wonderful promise that there is always a shelter in the association of devotees and in devotional service. Now, I want to mention one thing here. We are wandering throughout the universe and we are always comfort lovers and comfort seekers. But are we also Seva seekers? If you want to find comfort, you first find Seva. If you found Seva, comfort will come as a side effect. But many people go to this place and that place and they look, oh, is there comfort? Is there, am I getting flattered here? Or they're not asking for Seva. And after they get Seva, they do the Seva half-baked. Or not at all. So, Seva is a great responsibility. Seva means I love to do it. I will do it. I will not stop. My God, this is so beautiful. Who made this?
I think the mother team from Peru, she lives in Berlin country, from
Gaura?
Priya.
Gaura Priya?
I think so. I'm not sure, but I think so.
Unbelievable, beautiful. You can say congratulations. So, shelter, place of shelter. The devotees of Krishna ask, they give the shelter of Seva. When you take shelter of Seva, everybody wants you. Like Rasa Lila, she gets so many invitations. And we say, Rasa Lila, you come here, you help me with this, you help me with that. Because whatever she does, she always serves. I don't know when she does the service, sometimes at night.
We all wonder.
I sent her some service in the night and next morning she is ready. I'm giving an example. No, Seva means trying to do something and trying to do it good. Right now we were making the magazine of the United Nations of the Spirit. The next one, we had to make one in Spanish quickly and one in English, which will be now happening because in 2021 is another Kiva Kumbha Mela of the Unity of Hearts. So we had to do it, we had to take advantage, and now the information is here, the pictures are there. So Seva is, by the Seva you make yourself an important member also. If somebody is, like, who was that boy? One second. Well, the new temple president of Yamuna Kunja is 21 years. Vishwamba, Vishwamba. Where's Vishwamba? Vishwamba is 19 years old, and when Nitya Kirtan was in India, this young guy was almost in charge of Varshana, one of the key players there. So, So when you want to do something nice, Krishna will appreciate. It's all by seva. The seva doesn't matter whether you're an old guy or a young guy. Seva can always be done, something. And if you do it from the heart, oh, very nice. So that is really the shelter, is seva, not just the place. It's the activity, the wanting to be part of it, the creativity. And for a mother, her seva is also to make sure her child grows up happily. I mean, there's so many types of seva. And for the devotees in a temple, they must make sure the temple is clean, beautiful. The deities have nice flower gardens and eat organic food and not chemical food. Huh? So many things like that, huh? So, shelter and seva, they go together. So first of all, you see in the material world, you get rejected. I mean, I rejected my father. I know he suffered from that. Because I couldn't get any answers from him on what I was searching for. And I needed those answers, so I left. I left my home, early age, not to return. My father was very upset. He says, "You are not even 18 years old." I say, "So, I have to go. There's nothing here for me." And then my father said, "Hey, I'm not allowing you to get a passport," because he knew I wanted to go to India. I wanted to find my spiritual master. I wanted to find my spiritual father. So it was very intense. My father said, "No, you're not getting a passport." So I couldn't go. I could only travel within Europe because you could do that without passport. So I know this is true. I rejected my father. And of course also he rejected me in the end. Not in the end, in the very end, Arjuna conquered him. In maybe. That was a funny story, but really, this being rejected, you see so many people, they get married with all joy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I found my mate, I'm really happy now. And a year later, you meet them. What happened? What happened? Nothing worked. So this is a very common thing, that you are rejected in this world. And the only shelter is there in the Vaishnava Sadhu Sangha. Doesn't matter what. Doesn't matter what. In the Sadhu Sangha is your shelter. Paparasibirakranta Yedaridya Parajita Yesham Kvapi Gatir Nyashti Tesham Madhupuri Gati. The abode of Mathura is the only shelter of those who are filled with unlimited sinful reactions, who are afflicted with poverty and have no other alternative. It's a very nice one. You know, the shelter of the devotees is there for those with no money. What do you think about that one? That's what the verse says. You have no money. you're afflicted by poverty, and you committed sinful activities, there's no other shelter than Vaishnava association and living in a temple. Many people come to the temple because they're lost outside of the temple. They don't know where to go. They don't know what to do. I've lived in the temple since the age of 18. I wouldn't know what to do out there in the material world. So, and no money. So you come to a temple, you don't need money. The temple will not say, hey, if you have no money, then get out of here and leave us alone. No. You go to any other place, they first ask you how much money you have. What kind of room you want. 5-star, 4-star, 3-star, 2-star. Give me some money. We need down payments before we give you the key. So, in this material world, if you have no money, you have a hard time. But if you come to a temple, and you go to the temple president, you say, Prabhu, what? Give me seva, please. I am completely anxious to do seva. Give me a place I can stay here to give any service, seva you want. I'll work hard and I'll try everything possible. Maybe the temple president don't know you and is a little bit afraid that you're making up a story or something. But my personal experience is that devotees, such people who speak like this are not rejected. Maybe they're put on test. Right, Brahma?
Yes.
Have you ever been rejected at the door of a temple?
Never.
And you went to many doors.
Yeah.
Huh? Let's see, who else has wandered around the world? Ambarish, have you ever been rejected at the door of a temple?
Not really.
And you came with no money in the pocket?
Yes.
Well, that's our story. It's not Kishori's. Kishori's story is she always comes to the temple with money to give money to Krishna. So that's another degree of spiritual shelter. But it's true, you have no money, you're lost in this world. You come to a temple and say, Prabhu, give me shelter. And then maybe ask him, what do you know how to do? I can do anything. I can cook, I can clean, I can make flower gardens, I can paint, I can, please give me shelter. And then maybe they say, are you ready to get up in the morning early? Yes, no problem. That is Mathura. This is Krishna's home. Everybody's welcome in Krishna's home. You can just say yes. I mean, I have had cases where people came with wife and 4 kids to take shelter at the temple without any warning. Here they come, 6 people, and say, oh, we want to take shelter of Krishna. Temple president doesn't know what to say. But I've seen that all the most difficult cases, Krishna is always making some arrangement. You see that Vrindavan is not an ordinary place? And everywhere in Vrindavan, the first thing they do when you arrive, they ask you, can you please come sit down and take some prasad? You just arrived, immediately invited to eat. So if you're ever poor, you know where to go. Ye chayoga paribrashta, ye tapodannavarjita, Yesham kvapi gatir nashti, tesham madhupuri gati. The abode of Mathura is the only destination of those who are unsuccessful in their attempt to perform mystic yoga, who are devoid of austerities and giving charity, and have no other shelter anywhere. What is this, you know? So many yogis try to perfect themselves. But the yoga process is very, very heavy. Very heavy. So at some point you want to take shelter of the Vaishnavas. I just went to the Char Dham Parikrama around the Himalayas. It's filled with sadhus, walking here, walking there, doing all kinds of austerities. But the joy and nectar of one Hare Krishna Kirtan, like you were enjoying today, no. Can't see it. Hardly ever you see a yogi smiling. They always have this. Strange faces they make. A yogi who's like this. Maybe they don't get any happiness in their yoga, and that's why they have these faces like that. I mean, it says those who have been unsuccessful in their yoga practice, mystic yoga, who are devoid of austerities and giving charity, dana, tapa, and yajna. Three things which should never be abandoned. Giving things in charity, practicing austerities, and being generous and helping others, and doing sacrifice for humanity, sacrifice for spiritual upliftment. But even if you have done all that, and you have not found any shelter still, then you come to Krishna. Then you come to Vrindavan. Shruti smriti vihinaye sauchachara vivarjita yesham kvapi gatir nashti tesham madhupuri gati. The abode of Mathura is the only shelter of those who have not studied the Vedas or the revealed scriptures, who are devoid of cleanliness and proper etiquette and have no other shelter. No knowledge of the Veda, he didn't study, he's dirty, he don't know the proper etiquette, he comes like a disaster. Well, it sounds like when I came to the temple, proper description. That's why devotees have to be very humble. And also they know, oh, we have made this mistake. Many mistakes. But Mathura Dish, Vrindavaneshwara, give me shelter. I can only live under your shelter. Then you can understand that Krishna is the greatest shelter giver. Becoming unclean, unorganized, and still the doors are open. Have you seen such cases, Prem Kishore? Many, no? And nowadays they're coming half sick, have to take some antidepressive pills People come, total mess. But Krishna accepts them, transforms their life. But you have to practice carefully. Don't take things for granted. Don't become proud. Don't you think, oh, I already understand all this, I'm pretty advanced. Because then Krishna has to pull your ear down. Yes, that was for you. Like Mother Yashoda always pulls the ear of Krishna and Maharaj when they're naughty or when she don't like what they do. And when Mother Yashoda takes the ear of Krishna and Maharaj, they go, Mama, please, please, let me go, let me go. So, this shelter process is absolutely outstanding. So if you have had any difficulties, no problem. Krishna will give you another chance. Sarat taram stanam guyanam guyam uttamam gatim anveshamananam maturi paramagati. The abode of Mathura is the only shelter for those who are engaged in searching for a place that is the essence of all places, the most confidential among all confidential places, and the supreme destination of all. Wow! You see, we search for Sri Krishna, reality the beautiful, Krishna Anushandana. That is your fortune, my friend. You're searching for Sri Krishna. You're searching for the highest truth. You want the highest shelter. You will not settle for any secondary pleasure point. You reject invitation to Las Vegas, Hollywood, Paris, Bangkok, Perth. You reject all these. You just want to go to Vrindavan or to see the devotees or be in a temple. Then you pass the test. Then you can come to this. This is the essence of all places, the most confidential of all confidential places. So in Vrindavan, you find such an confidential information about the eternal relationship, the Nitya Sambandha of our soul with the infinite, with the cause of all causes. Only that is in Vrindavan. That's the priority. This is what Vrindavan is all about. It's not Svarga. Svarga means celestial sounds. It's fantastic perfumes. You know, your taste buds get agitated with you. Wow, what a taste. You get mesmerized by the architectural beauty. Wow. Skyscrapers like nowadays the countries in the world, they're all competing. Who makes the tallest building in the world? One is called the Needle Tower, one is called the Truly Tower, another one is called the Twin Towers, and everybody's towering something up, and then all crystals and all horrible restaurants inside. It's like whole cities in one building. Many people, they have 300 meters, I think they reach. So, what is the value of all that? You have to come to Vrindavan to appreciate the real beauty. is greenery. Everything green. Green and full of love. The Paramadvaiti. That is the place where our heart longs to go. Not to the city of sin. Remember? Come to the city of sin and enjoy. Didn't work. So the essence of all essence is in that love which Prabhupada gave to us. Those who met Prabhupada in 2nd Avenue and stayed with them and slept on the floor of the shop, they were the ones who could understand that there is a higher place than comfort place. And devotees, they're very austere generally. They can accept, like, only all of us waiting for toilet here is a little austere. But otherwise you cannot be in such a place. So everyone is making some austerities, and everyone lose very quickly in the toilet, like a lightning. Pade pade samakranta yevi tatpirahanisham yesham kvapi gatil nashti tesham madhupuri gati. The abode of Mathura is the only shelter of those who are facing danger at every step, day and night, and have no other shelter. Shelter, danger. There's danger at every step. You always have to stay with devotees. Always. Morning and evening with devotees, doing Seva. There's danger at every step of life. Never, we have no shelter. So we have to come to Mathura, or to the holy place. Don't forget, Mathura is a state of consciousness. This is not a physical place. But it can appear in a physical place. It can possess a physical place. And it can empower you from a physical place, such as Vrindavan, Mayapur, Puri. It can empower you also through the power of the holy name. It can empower you by some holy book or instruction. Krishna can do anything. In the Adivara Purana it is stated, Mathuraya param chitram trailokyanapi vartate yasmat vashamyam devi mathurayam tu sarvada. O Devi, since I constantly reside in Mathura, there is no place superior to Mathura within the three worlds. So you don't have to go to Swarga, you don't have to go to any place in this world. You come to the devotees and you reach the topmost place. Can you imagine? When you come to the temple, when you live with devotees, when you do devotional service, when you're properly engaged according to this philosophy, which is so poetically and complete presented, then all fulfillment will come. Aho tiranya matturar yatra sanihito hari sarvesham yatra pappanam praveshu nahi vidyate. Oh, the abode of Mathura is glorious because Lord Sri Krishna always resides there and no sinful activities can enter into it. So therefore, when you're in front of devotees, you cannot do sinful things. Therefore, you should always stay with devotees. If in front of the devotee you say, oh wait, where do I have my cigarettes? You light on the cigarette. You don't do that in front of the devotees, you know. You feel too stupid. Huh? The devotees have a purifying influence, so you will not do it. You will not pull out a whiskey bottle inside of a class. Some people can't control it. They want to drink whiskey. They become all nervous. They got withdrawal when they cannot drink their whiskey. But you don't do that in front of others. Much less you do it in front of devotees. Aho madhu puri danya yatra tishtati kam saha tatra deva muni sarvo vasham nichanti sarvada. Padma Purana, Patalakanda says, oh, the abode of Mathura where Sri Krishna, the killer of Kamsa, is residing is glorious. The demigods and the sages always desire to reside there. So those who are really fortunate, they want to reside there. They are the example, they are the acharyas, they are the great personalities. Aho alam shlagyatamam yadokulam, aho alam shlagyatamam madulvanam, yat esha pumsa rishava priyashriya, svajanmana chankramanena chanchati. Srimad Bhagavatam says, oh, how supremely glorified is the dynasty of King Yadu, and how virtuous is the land of Mathura, where the supreme leader of all living beings, the husband of the goddess of fortune, has taken his birth and wandered in his childhood. So Krishna's childhood pastime are very charming. So that also one reason why people are completely mesmerized by Krishna is because the divine child. And now you get closer to the divine child, you say, oh, what a cute little guy. And the little guy, he just goes and pulls off your mask of illusion. You're exposed like a big demon. And now Krishna says, now what? What's next? So in this way, some demons were killed and some demons were released, like Kaliya, so that they would go away and learn the lessons. But Krishna is very complete, and he will not make any stupid mistakes and jokes. Everything Krishna does is for our upliftment, for our real happiness. Tatat gacha badram te yamuna yas tatam suchim punyamad vanuvanam yatra shanidyam nityada hare. In the Srimad Bhagavatam it says, my dear boy, I therefore wish all good fortune to you. You should go to the bank of the Yamuna, where there is a virtuous forest named Madhuvan, and there be purified. Just by going there, one draws nearer to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who always lives there. So we can talk about the glories of Mathura, on and on and on and on. There's no end to it. But more important than this reading of this book is to understand that Mathura, Vrindavan, lives in the heart of each and every one of you. And because he lives in the heart of each and every one of you, therefore, you have a chance to not go away from Vrindavan. Stick with the devotees and do things with them. And whatever else will happen, devotees join this movement, they have no money, they don't know what to do, they're completely confused. And before you know it, what's next? They're in Vrindavan for Braj Mandal Parikrama. How did they get there? Krishna arranged. How many people? You never thought they will make it out of Colombia. And they ended up doing service in Vrindavan for years. Questions?
I have a question, Gurudev. Gurudev, I have a question.
Yes.
So, it is really inspiring to read these verses from Srila Rupa Goswami, but also there is another point of view, as Srila Sridhar Maharaj pointed out, how holy Vrindavan is. So, like Rupa Goswami is inspiring us to take shelter of Vrindavan, to go there, but at the same time, could you kindly explain a little bit about Srila Sridhar Maharaj's approach?
Srila Sridhar Maharaj asked me to get a temple in Vrindavan for him.
Sridhar Maharaj.
Sridhar Maharaj. And we got a temple for him right next to Radha Damodar. I go there very often for Mangal Arti. But that was not the answer to your question. Just saying that also Srila Sridhar Maharaj wanted to be in Vrindavan and have his disciples go there. Srila Sridhar Maharaj also opened a temple in Govardhan. Most beautiful temple. So, since we are reading many verses here of Rupa Goswami, he's not one-sided, it's not a travel advertisement here. It is telling us many things about Vrindavan and how to take shelter, and Vrindavan, Mathura really refers here to the whole Mathura Mandala and to all the things which connect with us, like our eco-yoga farms, like our japa, like our Bhagavad Gita, like everything which connects us with this is an extended part of Mathura. So it's not like, oh, if we don't gonna go to India and we stay there, then we will all be lost. No, not at all. Not at all, even though many devotees have gone to India from Vrinda family, and I was very surprised. But there's still members in Vrinda family who never went to Vrinda. Let's try it out. Who of you never seen the holy place of Vrindavan? Lift your arms. Yes. Kartik's coming soon. Such an incredible place you should not miss. Any other question? Yes, Daya.
How to overcome this need for comfort?
Hmm?
How to overcome this?
The people who go for the search of vision, they go into the forest with nothing. Stay for 4 days fasting in that place. To find the vision of what's the next thing right to do in life. So they've no austerities. So much austerity, but they don't feel it because they're becoming very absorbed. And they have the support of others. Very interesting concept. amongst the natives you find things that's just amazing. That's what we are studying right now. Let's get ready for tonight's movie showing. I asked the devotees if they wanted to see another Radha Krishna because we have Vrindavan Chanda with us who can translate. And I got the feedback, yes, 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 yes. So otherwise I wouldn't do it because I prefer to speak certain things, but you'll be the last one to watch it. Thank you. So just make a little space there so we can put the preparation there.